Okay, let's finish chapter 8. So Poppy had just come across this mouse as she's dancing in the meadow. For his part, the strange mouse stood absolutely still, gazing at Poppy as if in a rhapsody. When Poppy had opened her eyes, she had been in the midst of a twirl, arms and paws extended before her, legs behind. As she gawked at the mouse before her, she dared not move. Now, the strange mouse extended his paw. Without a word, he gently took Poppy's paws in his. At his touch, Poppy felt a tingle ripple through her body. It was as if a feather had stroked her from her tail to her nose. For a moment that felt like eternity, the two mice looked into each other's eyes. He whispered, "May I dance with you?" In answer, Poppy made the first move. It was not a movement away or a retreat, but a small step to one side. His paws and hers, the two mice moved in perfect rhythm. Round and paw, they danced upon the meadow. Eyes locked, whiskers sometimes brushing, they turned this way, that way, bobbing, bowing, soaring in as graceful a duet as two mice ever had danced, or could dance, or would dance. How much Poppy wanted to ask, "Who are you? What are you? Where do you come from?" She could not. She had no voice or words capable of expressing what she felt. She only knew nothing bad was happening. Indeed, it was just the opposite. Something very fine was occurring, something grand, something wonderful. Suddenly, Poppy slipped. Her paws jerked away from the stranger's paws, and she fell back. The two mice continued to stare at one another. The other mouse blushed, turned, and fled toward the west, disappearing amid the trees that surrounded the field. Before I read on, I'll show you. Here's the picture of them. A speechless Poppy stared after him, even as her questions returned. Who are you? What are you? Where do you come from? Where are you going? But the other mouse was gone. Poppy had no answers. Overwhelmed, Poppy picked herself up from the ground. Half walking, half staggering, she made her way back to where Aerith had remained asleep. At the base of the trees, she sat down and closed her eyes. Had it all been a dream? Or had something truly extraordinary occurred? She wasn't sure. The next thing Poppy felt was her shoulder being rudely shaken. Simultaneously, she heard Aerith splutter into her ear. "Let's go, Stinkfoot. The sooner we get to where we're going, the sooner we get back home." But what had happened to Rye? For it was Rye with whom Poppy had danced. He had gone from the meadow in a stupor equal to Poppy's. As he went, he paused now and again to look back longingly. "Who are you? What are you?" he asked the image of Poppy. "What is your name? Where do you hail from? Where will you go?" And why did he feel he had to go away when in fact he wanted to go back and dance with Poppy forever? Rye also asked himself if the dance had been real or only a moment's fantasy. So intent was he upon these questions that he completely forgot he was running away from home. When he did remember, he had already reached the entryway to the family nest under the boulder. "Oh well," Rye said, "I might as well stay." No one had even noticed that he'd been gone. And that's the end of chapter 8. Well, enjoy your weekend. Boys and girls, thank you for your work this week. It was nice to see many of you on Zoom calls, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next week. Bingo on Monday, so I'm excited for that. I think it'll be fun. But take care. Miss you.